Hey guys, Joe here with Doji Trading, and today we are going to jump into why you should bring your community over from Discord into Gilded. So, without giving too much context into it, let's just go ahead and jump right into Gilded and take a look at some of the cool things that it has that Discord does not. Alright, so first things first, this is our landing page inside of Gilded. This is the Doji Gaming. Now, why my banner didn't fit, I don't know. I mean, I did the sizing requirements, but it didn't seem to fit. It's minor detail, right? But let's just keep going. So this is a landing page, and essentially a landing page is just your home page. And if there's anything exciting going on, you're going to be notified about all that fancy stuff right here. So in this example on my homepage, I have a giveaway that's going on. It's not real. This is just for testing. I have a giveaway that's going on next Friday. Making a video and some recent activity. What would you like to see added? So these are just some small things we'll actually go over how they show up here in just a second, but just to get you an idea of what happens when you first load up Gilded for the first time and you pop into your designated server. This is all that cool stuff that you get. So as community members, anything that's new and viable is posted up here for you guys. Now, after that, well, I mean, most people are going to go into their chat rooms and stuff like that, or their chat tags, and like this is just your regular general chat, and this looks a lot like Discord already, and people are going to be like, well, it looks like a knockoff. But when you start to see the special things that you can do inside of it, you're going to find that it's a lot more applicable to have this over Discord. So let's take a look at why. So this is like a general chat, right? And inside of the general chat, you can actually create threads. How sweet is that? You can actually create threads, right? So an example is Planet and I were already having a discussion, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna turn this to a thread just in case, we don't flood the chat, which in this moment we can't really flood it because I don't have a lot of people in the community, but we'll get there, right? So when you click on this, it has all of our messages inside of here, right? That's fantastic, right? Because how many times in Discord have you been in the middle of a chat and lost it to saturation of other conversations, or having to take it into a private message? And there might be people who just want to have the same chat with you and just take it into a thread. Very nice feature, pretty much like a Reddit. Good idea that they did with this. Very fond of it. Now, one of the perks to it is that after 24 hours, if nobody's answered to the thread itself, it archives it. Now, things that get archived don't get deleted, they simply just get archived. And what happens is they just put them away for you in case you ever want to go back to them at a later time. So I mean, if you have one, another nice feature is that up over here in the corner there's like a little thread thing, like a little thread filter, and it shows any active threads that you have and any archive threads that you have at the time of making it. I don't know why it doesn't show right now, but I don't have all the answers yet. I just got here, but it's pretty sweet, and you'll see why. So if I wanted to restore it, I could. And by restoring it, it's like the thread is still here, it's alive, it doesn't change anything, but it's just that I have it active to jump back into if I want to, because now you can see that there's a thread open here that I can jump into, as I like. All right, so there it is. It popped up, active thread, and that's cool, right? I think that's pretty cool. You don't get that in Discord. So anyways, here's the chat room. Here's that was the thread. That was one of the thread functions. Another cool thing is that in Discord, you have to right click and then click reply. Here, you just simply click on something and it opens up a reply blocks. Pretty cool. Does the exact same thing. Creates a thread automatically simply by typing in a response like that. So nice little function there. And then let's see what else we got. We have polls, we have forms. As you can see right here, here's a poll. We'll go ahead and create another one, just for example. And the question is Shiro still the hero? Then we'll put yes. We'll put no. And you can do as many as you want, which is nice. Well, I shouldn't say as many as you want. I haven't tested it past 4. But looks like you can do a few if you want. And the answer type, multiple choice. Checkbox, you can select whatever you like. Cool functions, right? You don't get this in Discord, not without having a bot or some kind of role reaction thing. Let's just go ahead and go with multiple choice. Click on preview, see what it looks like. Example is Shiro still the hero. Okay, it looks good to me. Go ahead and click on create. Looks like we got everything that we're ready to do. Hit the enter button. Is Shiro still the hero? Yes. Submit, and voila. Then after that, I mean, you get a whole bunch of information. You get, your community polls. That's fantastic. I mean, there's people that want to know these things. I mean, not this particular question, but if you have things for your community that you need to evaluate or get statistics for, this is how you're going to go about doing it. That is an awesome feature. So real engaging. I think that's a real big thing. And it's worth noting, right? So those are the polls. Now you also have things called forms. Forms are really cool. So if you need somebody to fill out something, let's say somebody comes to you in chat and they're like, hey, listen, I want to be a mod. How do I be a mod? Well, you can say, hey, fill out this form, and you can just create a form to be a mod. And question 1, to be modish is to what? And the short answer, make it a short answer. If it's a long answer, you create pretty much I mean, it is what it is. It's a form, right? You create a form with questions and stuff like that for people to answer, submit it to you for you to review, and then accept it or deny it. It's completely up to you. Anyways, you can go over a multitude of different methods to create your form, and once you're done, you can simply click create and you're good to go. Same concept. You hit enter, and then to be a mod, to be or not to be, put your question in there and submit it. Now, you can also set this so that only certain roles can see the responses, or you can set it so that everybody can see the responses. Either way, there's a bunch of different ways you can set it up, and it's really nice to have, because for one, you don't have to worry about people asking you about being a mod. 2, you can also set it up for your server. You can set it up so that when people join your server, they have to fill out an application if that's the route you want to go, or if they want to become an affiliate with you, or maybe they want to join your game group or your gaming team, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of functions that you can use with this that actually serve a pretty good purpose. So, Gilded, big ups to you. I think that's pretty nice also. All right, so we covered some chat things. A couple other ones real fast is that the emotes, they're locked and loaded. You can have as many as you want. So, I mean, in Discord, you had I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but if I'm not mistaken, they had a limit on how many you had before you had to be a boosted server or something like that. But in here, I'm aware that you can have as many as you want. So awesome feature there, because they're not limiting you to anything. They're giving you a free reign on it. So that's pretty nice, right? So that's something to note there. And oh, we definitely need to talk about this bad boy right here. This little app button right here. Anytime, and now in Discord, how many times, be honest with you, how many times have you gotten pinged for something and not know where the hell it came from, right? You're just like, ding, and if you're not there to catch the message, you got to go find it. You got to go search through all the servers. You got to go hunting for it right now. That ain't happening here. Anything happens here, you get pinged, dinged, or you're part of a thread or whatever, your messages are going to pop up right here. This is absolutely gorgeous. A fantastic touch. Thumbs up right there from Doji, from us here at Doji Gaming, because that makes the world of a difference. Let me tell you something. Going back and having to find things when you can just, when it just pops in right here, absolutely amazing. And it keeps track of it in all, the different servers that you may be involved in. So definitely something that is a nice bonus feature. Okay, so what else do they got? Okay, so we went over the announcements. If admins, mods, or whoever you designate and power to do so puts any messages in here, they pop in at the overview section right over here. So I know I may have briefly already went over that, but I just wanted to go back over it again. So events is a calendar. You want to keep organized, you want to keep doing things, this is where you're going to do it. So whenever you have something fancy going on, or you just want to let the community know of an event that's taking place, this is where you're going to want to do it. You simply click on it and you give the event a name, going swimming. Nope, we're going to do meetup. So you do meetup, you can set a date, time, any additional information. Another cool little function is you come over here to the advanced, you can set RSVPs, you can limit the amount of people that can join, you can restrict the roles that have it in case this is like an exclusive membership only event. You can fill out a form on RSVP. Maybe there's a specific attributes you're looking for individuals to have, or characteristics or skills or anything of that nature that you want. You can actually have them fill out a form in order to attend, that you can approve or deny. So really cool functions and features there. And once that's done, you pretty much get a little tag that pops up like this, and anybody can click on it as long as you give them permission to, and set whether or not they can join, not join, fill out one of the forms, and so on and so forth. And if at a glance you want to see everything that pops up, you click on the upcoming, and if there's just a lot of googly googlies, this is where you're gonna get it all right here. So really cool feature, really great way to stay organized. Another thumbs up to Gilded for having that. So that's a bonus. Let's go ahead and pop back over here to overview. And as you can see right here, that was that actual calendar event. And if I wanted to, like, let's just say I logged on today, I didn't even know there was an event. I can come right over here and you can see that there is a going, a maybe, and a decline. So, you know, at glance, if I wanted to join it, I could, right? I could just click on that and we're good as gold. So really cool feature there. And yeah, I think that's really great. Now, availability, same concept, you know, except for the availability of individuals. So maybe you have different streamers or different gamers that can only be online at certain times. And this is where they're going to do it. You know, somebody goes to school from, you know, 6 to 12, but they can game from 2 to 7. They can put down that they're available from 2 to 7. You can have a multitude of users in here with different time slots available. And once that's done, maybe you find some other ones that are paired up in the same availability time slot as you, and you can group up with them. You know, that's a really great feature. You can create an event right from here and you can get that done as well. Those are just great things that can be done. You know, one of the other things we got over here, we have lists, right? So let's say you're part of a guild and you need to set up a list that has the fundamentals for what you need for the raid, right? Let's say you have healers and things like that. You want to make sure you have all that information. Over here, you can click on add item and you can go ahead and put that in here. Like, let's say healing pods, and you can go ahead and click save. Let's say leatherworks, whatever it is. Great. You know, you can say transport, I don't know, whatever it is that you may need for your guild or your raid, you can put all that information in right here. That's fantastic because, again, you can also set this role specific to individuals within those groups, right? And everybody can make sure that these checklists are checked off before going to those raids in the future. And once they're done, they simply just get checked off and you're good to go. Now over here we have test, and test is a documents, right? So what's really cool about it is that you can actually upload books, stories, whatever it is that you want to upload in this little area right over here. And it's got like this Pinterest feel to it, which is really unique also. So if you click on it, you know, you write whatever it is you want in here and you get this nice little story, whatever it is that you want, and you have an independent page. Every document has its own page with its own comments that can be made on it and things like that. So I mean, this is fantastic. You create like mini blogs, right? And you know, you don't get that in Discord. So really big fan of this also. Awesome, nice touch. So now I'm gonna go ahead and come back down here. We see that we still have our threads open and we're gonna go down to choose your role. Now, one thing I didn't touch upon was bots, but we do have bots right over here, except for King Shiro. He's not a bot. He might be, nobody ever knows, but I don't suppose he is. But we have the Doji trading bot and the XP bot. Now, one thing that's nice about Gilded is that they come predefined with bots. And the benefit of that is that they're user-friendly bots. You can actually make them, and for the most part, they already have the bots that you probably want in a community. I'll give you an example. The streaming now one, right? Everybody wants the streaming now one. The second you go live, people want to know, you want to share that you're live, right? And of course, a lot of people join Discords just for that to be announced, right? Because they want that advertisement. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. These bots come predefined. So as long as you have the streaming role, you can, in fact, be auto-populated when you go live. That is amazing. And to show you that, like right over here under my name, I click on it. One thing that's really nice is that you actually have a profile. So in your profile, you can set up your Twitch, and your Twitch is linked to your profile. So if you go into any server inside of Gilded and they have streamer roles or they have their bots set up in that fashion where you are recognized when you go live, that's exactly what's going to happen. The second you go live, you're going to be recognized and you're going to get tagged, and you know, you're going to pop out somewhere for streaming. That's also great. But going back into that, one of the other things about the bots is that if we come over here, these are roles, right? And they have nothing to do with bots. I'm sidetracking, but you're gonna have to live with me for that. So we'll get back to the bots here in just a second. The roles themselves are, you don't need a bot anymore. You don't need reaction roles, because inside of Gilded, they had already implemented that feature because they understood how much people liked it. And they wanted to make sure that they made it easier for you to utilize. So that's what they did. I mean, they put it right here for you. And I'll give you an example. So right now, I didn't really give myself any roles except for some basic ones, right? But if I click on, let's say, let's say we click on anime fan, right? And I say, add me to this role. Look how easy that was. Right? Now I added myself to that role, and look at that. I got new content, right? I got a new group right up over here. Now to give you another example, I'm gonna go ahead and click on gamer. Now I know when I click on this, I'm gonna get a lot of these things. Why? Because there's a lot of games. And I know we haven't touched in on this section yet, but we will. All right. So I'm just giving you the examples of how you can toggle your roles on and off. Look at that. It's as simple as that. Now you don't get the little emotes. So at this current time, I didn't find any or figure out a way to set that. So let's just keep it simple for the case of this video and move on. That was one of the, that was just cool because it removes the need of having another bot. Now, some other things I want to go ahead and get into is the streaming side of things. If you stream stuff here on Gilded, this is where it really begins to shine, because what they have, a few things I want to touch base on is their recording quality. So first, let's look at the recording quality. They have 720, they have 1080, they have 4K, and they have Source. Now, as far as I'm concerned, jackpot. And what are they charging for that? Nothing, right? It's free. It's absolutely free. They're not worried about anything. They're holding it down for you. They want you to utilize this platform because they know that they're not I mean, you don't even got to pay for that. Like, how awesome is that? They're not hiding behind a paywall for those features. That is fantastic deal that I give you props for that. Like, that is awesome. Now, here's a cherry on the top on how the streaming thing works. Well, another cool thing that they have is that if you have a multitude of streamers, let's say there's, 3 or 4 of you guys playing a game, and all of you want to stream. So not only are you streaming on your regular platform, or let's just say you don't even have streaming software and you just want to stream anyways. Well, you can have streamer 1, streamer 2, and streamer 3 all streaming here. And inside of this beautiful little chat room that comes pre-built inside of here, you can have your community. You can have all your community in here just chatting, and they can watch any one of these however they want to. Like, that is sauce, right? Because I mean, at any given time, they want to watch this guy, they can click on him and then the screen can get bigger, or they can watch all 3 at the exact same time. That is phenomenal. Gilded, another thumbs up here from Doji Trading, because that is just Also, and apparently it looks like you can invite people from outside to jump on in to take a look at it, but I have a feeling that it probably brings you back to the Gilded server, and gets you inside of there, but not a big thing. Just a really cool feature. Also, one of the other things that I didn't touch on over here on the streaming side, when people do go live, you actually can click on their link, and inside, Gilded has an integrated screen. So if you don't want to go outside of Gilded to your browser, it'll just pop up a screen right here for you to go ahead and watch the streams from. It doesn't have the chat rooms in it, at least not that I've really examined to confirm if they do, but during the times that I've used it, I've just clicked on it. It just gives me a little pop-up, and it just gives you the stream that's running. So as far as I'm concerned, it does what it's supposed to do, and if you're watching a multitude of gamers at the same time, I can see that's, serving its specific purpose, because you're not chatting in that case. And then we'll go over here to the pub. The pub is just audio. And what's cool about it is that when you click on it, it actually brings you into a hub, right, of other voice channels that you can create. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Gilded's purpose initially is that, like Discord, it is for esports teams. But one thing that Gilded did that separates them is that they created the chats that can integrate with each other, right? So an example of that would be, let's say you have team A and this one, team B and team C. So we have team A, team B, team C. And we'll say in team B, you have a coach, right? Or we'll just say there is no team B. We'll just say this guy is coach. And in team A, you have 5 people, and team C, you have 5 people. Coach can talk directly to either one of the channels at any given time, or he can talk to all of the channels at any given time. And he can speak directly to individuals within the channels as he sees fit, because you can tie those into hotkeys. Absolutely fantastic. So you're in the middle of a conversation with somebody and you're playing a game, and there's a bunch of, or you're just in the middle of a group conversation, you guys are playing a game, but you need to speak specifically to somebody, hotkey their name, you can go ahead and press that button down and you'll be in a direct communication with that individual. So really cool feature there that you don't see in Discord. But also every room. Okay, so it doesn't look like every room, but essentially in the lounge itself, it has its own chat room. So once you're in a lounge, you get your own chat room. Now you can create multiple lounges and have multiple chat rooms. Again, depends on what you want to do with it, but this is just a really good starting point. I mean, that's phenomenal. Another thing I want to mention is that you can also, your output can be up to 256. So that's nice, right? Your audio 256K. That's really something different. So nice little feature there. Now, open ticket, like what I did was I actually create one of the forms. So if somebody had questions, suggestions, concerns, or complaints, go ahead and leave your information here. And when did this event take place? Do you wish a mod to get back to you? You can put all this information in, and then you can click submit, and it goes directly to me and or anybody from the mod team or support team. Now, what's really nice about it is that, I mean, it feels like it's got a little bit more of a classier feel because it's through a form. It's up to the interpreter to determine how they really feel about that, but for me it does. I like that feel that it actually has, and I dig it. So I think it's important to know these things. So I mean, you can really set up some awesome stuff with this stuff, and I don't want that to be lost in context, but definitely something that's noteworthy. Then you have forums, right? Now me, I've never been a big fan. I shouldn't say I haven't been a big fan, even though I probably browse through them all the time looking for answers. Somehow on Google end up in a forum, especially like a Reddit one or a QR or whatever those things are called. But anyways, you can actually make forums for your server, right? What would you like to see added to the server? You can click on this, and then you can click on it. You can just keep adding replies and new topics and other stuff like that. So all the users have the ability to do that. Really fun and engaging thing for your community, so that you can really put that out there and showcase, that you're for the people. Because that's what you hear. If you're watching this video, you're probably a content creator looking to expand, and this is it. This is the future right here, because Gilded has definitely listened to the people. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what I want. I want somebody who's listening and not just sticking with the same. You got to make some changes, and Gilded definitely has. So now we're going to go back over here to the choose your role. And what we're going to do is go ahead and click back. Well, we already clicked on anime, right? So we have anime right here. So if I click on this, because I selected the role anime, what I acquire is a brand new server, but what it's called in here and what it's called inside of Gilded is groups, right? So essentially servers are allowed to have multiple groups. Now this is absolutely amazing, because now you can really turn it up a notch. I mean, you can have all kinds of cool stuff in here. So, you can have communities within communities, right? I mean, that's essentially what happens, and it can get rowdy, right? And what you can expect it to become. So like me personally, I think this is phenomenal, because what I would love, and I'm going to go ahead and state it now. If you are a content creator, but you don't feel like creating a Gilded channel or server, get with me, please. And we'll work on getting you in here. We'll migrate all your stuff over from Discord, or we'll just help you build from the ground up. Because in essence, what I would like is for everybody to come to one place. Now I got it. Everybody wants to make that one place their own place, right? Their own server. But the reality of it is that we need to stop doing that, because we're not getting the people who are in those places. They essentially, they're looking for exposure, right? Everybody's looking for some kind of exposure. So if we can get all the great content creators, or just all the people who are really dedicated to creating that content into one server, imagine how much more exposure they're going to get. So an example is, let's say you have an anime server and you're running that thing, and it's popping off. You got 10K followers, 1K followers, 500 followers, even 100 followers. And you're like, Joe, listen, I want to jump in Doji Gaming. I want to share with you, can we make that happen? Absolutely. So now we get everybody inside this anime group. Now you're running the show. You're the mod. You got the party started. It's feeling saucy. This thing is popping off. Great. Now we come back over here and we open up Gamer. All right. So now we have all the games. Now, the next guy reaches out to me. He's a World of Warcraft fan. He runs his own servers. He's got 2,000 people. He's like, Joe, I want to affiliate with you. Can I bring my Discord into the Doji Gaming World of Warcraft category? And can you make me an admin? Absolutely, I can. Why? Because we're bringing in more people. More people. If the guy plays World of Warcraft, or the girls or the members play World of Warcraft, the odds are they play other games too. What we want is to establish a large community. We don't need to have all that power, right? I don't want to run all these individual groups. That's not what I'm gunning for. I want individuals to run these groups that specialize in them, because I don't specialize in all of them, not by no means. But what I want or would like is for those who want to specialize in them to let me know, so we can get you geared up and in these. And let's say, you got the squads of Valheim, so on and so forth. You have the squads of Overwatch. You got these people that just are, jamming to get these things running and working. That's what I want. I want you. I want you here so that we can make a place for the people. Because the reality of it is, everybody just wants to create their own server, but nobody's really trying to get everybody inside the server as viable as possible. So I think that's what we need. That's what we need. And then I want to make Doji Gaming the like the cornerstone or a foundational point for the gilded community, for a lot of communities and content creators and anime fans and everybody. It doesn't matter what you do. If you got something that you want to share and you want to make it big, bring it to me, and let's get you in here. Let's get you locked and loaded, and let's make it happen. So I know I went off on a tangent there, but going back to it, let's go ahead and look at the media file. Now, I didn't cover this one earlier, but when you click on it, it's pretty much like a Pinterest, which is really cool. Kind of like the doc section, exactly like the doc section. And what you get is a nice range of stuff that you can add. So whenever you add content or videos or whatever, they pop up here. And the great part about it is that it doesn't get saturated or lost in, the text channels, or even if you create image channels or media channels in Discord, it doesn't have the same flair. This is clean. This is clean, right? You get a nice little title, you click on it, and when you click on it, you have the nice little comment boxes. You can leave things in here. It is so much cleaner, and this is where it's at. You can't beat it. You just can't. So, stop trying to deny it and just transfer over. They're not making the changes over there. They're making the changes here. I feel like I shouldn't have to be trying to sell this, and I really can't, because it's free, right? So what I'm trying to imply is that you just need to do it. You just need to be aware. And I'm trying to bring the awareness to you, to your communities, so that your communities can benefit from it. Because trust me, like going back to Discord after being here, it feels like there is just no love and care over there. So, I mean, there's going to be some people that are going to knock my comments, knock the video for it. But, it is what it is. You have to see what it is. And I can see this being the future of communities for sure. So, let's go ahead and keep going. So cool stuff there. We'll go back to the home page, and like I said, if at any time you didn't want to, let's say you didn't play all these games, you can always just right click on one of them. You can leave the section so that it goes away. You can archive it in case you want to bring it back. You can do things. You don't have to be, too hung up on having all of these shown. You can get rid of them. That's not a big deal, right? So one last thing that I want to cover. Now, this is the only part that I would like to get with Gilded, and I did put a request in for it to see if somewhere in the future this can be updated. Here's the big thing, and I'm going to level with you. All right. The only reason why people are going to continue to create their own servers is because of this right here, the subscriptions. Now, this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful addition to Gilded. But what is missing, personally, this is just a personal opinion, missing the idea that I can't. First, let me explain what it does. Okay. So the subscriptions give you 3 tiers. They give you we're just gonna say these are 3 tiers, and basically, to say the least, they're gonna be 3 roles, and in those 3 roles, you're gonna have copper, you're gonna have silver, and you're gonna have gold. Okay. Now, these 3 roles are subscription roles that you can set a price limit on, whatever you want. You can set whatever price you want on it. So you want to set a $2 roll, a $5 roll, a $500 roll, whatever you want. You get 3 of them. You get 3 of those rolls to make whatever you want, however you want to price them at, right? They're tied into a Stripe account, and you can create them, for your community. So is that awesome? Yes. Reason number 1, and probably the only real reason, actually 2 reasons. is that, well, Discord doesn't offer that. You build those beautiful communities on site inside of Discord, and yet you're not rewarded for it. Now you may be rewarded for it, in the sense of being able to establish such a great community, but there's also people that are normally and generally inside communities that want to reward the content creators. Why? Because maybe they don't want to be acknowledged on, the platform Twitch or YouTube, or they don't want to subscribe that way, or they just want to know that you're receiving more of the monetary side of their donations, right? So one of the perks of this subscription system is that there is a 2.5% fee that Gilded takes for utilizing that service. Now, if you look at Twitch, they have a 50, they take, if you have a $5 sub, they take $2.50, right? They only take 2.5 of whatever you set the rates at for your subscriptions here on Gilded. Also, Patreon. Now, I don't know what their rates are, but in context, you can pretty much set up the exact same thing that you use Patreon for inside of Gilded while receiving larger chunks of whatever of your roles and your releases. So I know Patreon does the same thing. They have tiers, and I mean, at the moment Gilded only has 3 tiers, but that should be enough, really. But so this is where Gilded and I differ just a bit, because I'm trying to make the umbrella corporation where everybody has a place to call home, right? Where I'm trying to gather the content creator with a desire to create and, own your works. So I mean, if you want to give it a shot, let me know. I don't mind putting you up. Let's get you a role in here. Let's get you a category. Let's see if you can do it. Let's do it. And I want everybody here to try and bring it all together, because if we bring the specialties of all of these groups together, let's say we have a Rocket League server, an Overwatch server, and all of these guys are integrated into here, the exposure level is huge. It's just going to be wildly crazy. Now in Discord, you have to join all those other servers, right? Now in each of those servers, you're in different groups. So therefore you're not really migrated all together. You're not living under one house, right? But if you're in Doji Gaming, you're all under one house. You're just in separate rooms. You're just in different rooms that you're going to. And what happens is, at least, is that if this World of Warcraft has 10,000, if they're 10,000 strong, and Valorant only has 1,000, well, there's still 10,000 people that can see Valorant. You see what I'm saying? And 10,000 people that can see your server for Magic the Gathering and can see Valheim, and everybody can help each other out. They can help fuel each other's exposure rate, which is fantastic, because as content creators and streamers, that's the goal. We want to build a bigger network. Stop branching off and building your own network. Start building inside of a network. And that's my personal goal, and I'm going to make that a reality. So you can either do it now and jump in with me and we can do this together, or you can wait down the line and I'll probably still open you. I'll still welcome you with open arms, because that's what I do. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you move your career or your hobby forward, because that's what it is for me. I enjoy this. I love this. So one of the other things that I want to touch on real fast is that you can this was for Gilded. So the one thing that I want to touch with Gilded on real quick is that I would love to see in the future the ability to set up those accounts, similar accounts, for the admin or for the staff or for the mods, because the reality of it is that I want them to be recognized also. And the only thing from preventing them from joining and migrating into one giant server is just that fact. They just want, they're gonna be like, well, why would I join your server if I could just create my own and monetize it myself? I got it. I got nothing to say to that. I really don't. And the more we do that, the more we're going to separate ourselves, and the more we're going to dilute what we're trying to truly accomplish. So, Gilded, I really hope you hear that call, because if you do, I can promise you we can get it there. We can get a really strong community. We can dial that in. And then even if there's just, I bet that if that took place in the future, there would be less servers, but bigger. They would be bigger and more impactful, and that would be awesome, because let's just have a couple of them, right, that are just full-blown monsters, because that's what we want. We don't need a bunch of micro servers. So I hope that helps. Oh, I hope they took a liking to that, and maybe we're gonna see something like that in the future. So, um, you know, I needed to share myself on camera, especially for this right here, because this is such a big deal to me, and I can see where it's going. I really can, and I hope you can too, because there's just a lot that goes into this server that tells me that they're going to hold the number one spot here in the future very soon. And I just believe that it's a lack of awareness. So if you share it with your communities and your team members, I would encourage you to do it. I don't get anything from this video, but what I do get is a sense that they're on the right path because they listen to the right people, and those people are us, right? They're the people who make it up. They're the community. So at the end of the day, I want to give them my loyalty because I can see where they're going with this. So uh, thank you very much for sticking around, hanging out with me. This is Joe from Doji Trading. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you very much for stopping by as always, and take care of yourself.